I got a Ninja Creami and I am totally obsessed. I've been making so many flavor combinations in this Ninja Creami and I've been eating ice cream like every single day and I am so happy. Today I'm gonna show you how to make 3 recipes that have been our absolute favorite combinations so far. First up is chocolate banana Elvis, and this is what you are gonna need for this recipe. Nice and simple ingredients. Into the blender, we're adding 2 bananas, a cup of soy milk, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and we're doing a combination of regular peanut butter and powdered peanut butter. I do this to add a little bit of richness to the ice cream while still trying to keep it on the lower fat side. Ooh, and making a mess as usual. Then we just give this a quick blend. After it's all smooth and creamy, we just pour it into our pint container. Put our lid on, and then I'm gonna put this in the freezer, making sure that it's nice and flat so it doesn't get wonky in there as it freezes, and we'll let it freeze for at least 24 hours before processing it. We've frozen for 24 hours and we just pulled our ice creams out of the freezer, and for every single one of these recipes, we're gonna let our ice cream sit on the counter just for 10 to 15 minutes before we spin it. This helps improve the texture of the ice cream a ton. Also, you note that if you have any bumps that happened when you froze your ice cream, make sure you try your best to level that out so that you're protecting your machine. If you want to try to prevent that bump, you can freeze your ice creams without the lid on. That does help reduce that a little bit, but it doesn't always stop it. So just keep that in mind. So for this chocolate Elvis, we're gonna load it into our Ninja Creami. And we're gonna process it on light ice cream. Okay, so after the first spin, it's a little powdery. So we're going to add just a splash of whatever milk you like. I'm gonna use a little splash of soy milk. And then we're going to process it again on the re-spin setting. Just a little bit. We don't want it to be too thin. So let's check out that texture. Oh yeah. She's thick and she's creamy. And she's so good. Yum. This is one of my daughter and my favorite flavors, and for good reason. It's so good. I gotta be careful or I'm gonna eat this whole thing by myself. Vegan, completely dairy-free, and pretty good for you, honestly. Yum. And so stinking delicious. This is definitely one of the ones that I repeat over and over again, and I think you're gonna love it. Next up is my kids' favorite. Now we're making a really delicious, creamy peanut butter ice cream. To make this recipe, you need 1 block of extra firm, shelf-stable silken tofu, a 1/2 cup of natural peanut butter, 1/3 to 1/2 cup of real maple syrup, depending on how sweet you like it, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a little bit of almond milk or plant milk of your choice. And then once again, we're gonna blend it up. Grab your pint jar and fill it on up. Now this peanut butter ice cream is definitely on the more indulgent side. However, I still really enjoy it because it's full of healthy fat and tons of protein from that silken tofu in there. So I feel good about giving this to my kids as a dessert and even indulging in it once in a while myself. So once again, we're popping this in the freezer, making sure it's flat for at least 24 hours before we spin it. And we are ready to spin our peanut butter ice cream. This has sat out on the counter for 15 minutes, and now we're going to spin it up so that we can finally dig in. Popping this into our Ninja Creami machine. And we're gonna process this on the regular ice cream setting for this one because it is sugary and it has the fat in there from the peanut butter, and it gives us that nice hard scoop that we want. Yeah. So you can see for this one, it's definitely a thicker ice cream. Now it looks like a tiny bit crumbly, You could process this again if you wanted to, add a splash and process it again, but I do like it thick. I like to be able to scoop this like a classic hard ice cream, and it's good after the first spin. It's also really delicious with add-ins in this one. So anything like chocolatey really is the best. My kids love Oreos to be added in this, and you're just gonna dig a hole all the way down to the bottom, add in Oreos. A hack is those mini snack packs is like the perfect amount for a pint of the Ninja Creami ice cream. So if you have the mini snack packs, that's the perfect size. But again, this one is definitely more indulgent, especially if you're gonna add add-ins into it. But you can see how thick and creamy this is after the first spin, and that's honestly how I like it. If you like it more soft servy, you can add in a splash of milk and re-spin it again, and it'll be more on the soft serve side. But for me, the thick ice cream is the way to go. This one's too good. Honestly, it's too good. It's a dangerous one. It's super dangerous. So when you want a more indulgent feeling dessert, that's still not actually that bad for you. This is the one that you have to make. The richness of the peanut butter and the maple syrup in there really overpowers like everything. I'm just smoothing out the top because I'm gonna put the leftovers back in my freezer, and you want the tops to be flat so that you can respin them again. But really, it's just an excuse for me to get some more bites. And last up is my husband's current favorite, which is mint chocolate chip. We are starting with a base of white beans. This gives us a really creamy base as well as making it more filling with the fiber in there. We are adding a handful of baby spinach. You don't have to add this if you don't want to, but it makes it that authentic green color. Mint extract can be really, really strong, so we are only adding 1/8 of a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract just for some added flavor. Our sweetener in this is maple syrup once again, but this time we are only adding 3 tablespoons. A cup of soy milk. And this is optional, but I'm adding a tablespoon of tahini. It's a very mild flavor, and it's gonna add some rich fattiness to this without going overboard. And then once again, we just blend it up. Once this is super smooth, you can pour it into your pint container. And once again, we're popping this in the freezer on a flat surface for at least 24 hours so that it can freeze before we spin it. And when we spin it, that's when we're gonna add our chocolate. This is sat for 24 hours, and now we're gonna spin it. While we spin it, I'm going to chop up a chocolate bar. This is just a vegan, like 1 serving size chocolate bar. It's dark chocolate that I get from Aldi. I'm gonna chop this up nice and not too small, but pretty small. And then we're gonna use this as our add-in for the chocolate chip part of our mint chocolate chip ice cream. So we're loading it into our Ninja Creami once again. We're gonna process this one on light ice cream. The first spin is done. Let's check it out. So this one is a little bit on the powdery side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dig down. We're gonna use that hole to our advantage, and we're gonna dig down all the way to the bottom so that we can put our chocolate in there and add a splash of milk before we respin it. That's a splash of milk and some chocolate. We're gonna push this down, and then we're gonna layer on a little bit more chocolate just to help it kind of get more evenly dispersed throughout our ice cream. So adding in the end of that chocolate in there. Another just little splash of milk. And then we're gonna level out the top so that we can respin it. We're gonna pop the lid back on here, and then we're gonna reprocess it again. And this time we're just going to do the mix in. Our mix in setting is complete, and let's see what we got. Oh yeah. So it looks pretty thick and delicious. Oh yeah. Can you enjoy this texture? Yeah. That is the perfect amount of chocolate chips in there. Nothing too chunky because we chopped it up. Let's give it a little taste. This is really good. It's like mint chocolate chip. So here you go. You have another classic flavor, mint chocolate chip, that authentic green color. It's nice and thick. It's just perfect, honestly. And you never know that there's hidden veggies in there. Like at all. And beans. Like you can't even tell with the texture. The ratio with the milk to the beans, it just disappears. You don't even know that it's there. And you can fool like anybody. So good. It's like the perfect amount of mint too. It's not overpowering. I use peppermint extract in this. You can use whatever you like, whatever you enjoy most. But this is definitely a keeper. I hope that you will give it a go this summer. So that is our mint chocolate chip. It's so cute. The chocolate chips are just the right size in there. It's like the little flakes, like all speckled throughout. Super, super tasty. The texture is really nice. It's just the perfect amount of sweetness. All around a very good dessert. This is my husband's favorite, but I'm definitely going to be stealing some of it. I hope you love these recipes and that you're going to give them all a try in your Ninja Creami at home. The Ninja Creami has quickly become one of my favorite appliances. I'm using it every single day and I'm having so much fun experimenting with the different flavors. As you can tell from this video, there's so many different ways you can go when you're making ice cream in a healthy and dairy-free and vegan way. And depending on what your goals are, you can make them fit your lifestyle because you have total control about what you're putting into them. These 3 recipes were totally unique. They all used different ingredients. They all had completely different flavor profiles, and they were all equally delicious. So if you liked this video and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss another one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!